I used to think transit was just a stupid old map. Fog, fire, and frustration bundled into one. Everyone called it trash, but for some reason, my friends and I kept coming back. Maybe it was the nostalgia. Maybe it was boredom. Maybe it was just the comfort of yelling at each other over a decade-old game. That was until one night during senior year. For whatever reason, everything went wrong. It was a Friday night. Me and my two friends, Mason and Tyler, were dead set on getting to round 100 on transit, mainly because of all the years of the three of us playing COD Zombies together. We've never gotten to round 100 on a single map before, so we all picked transit, mainly because it was the first Zombies map we all played together in the 8th grade. So that night, Mason hosted a private lobby for me, him, and Tyler on transit. At first, everything started like normal, with the three of our gamer tags on the bottom left of the screen. That's when a fourth name faded in from the bottom of the screen. Slow, glitchy, like it was forcing itself into place. And his gamer tag was I am here with underscores in between the words. I asked Mason if he was sure that he made the lobby private. He said that he was certain that he made the lobby private and that there was no way that some random could have joined. I told Mason to kick the random out, but since the match already started and we were about to be on round 2, Mason decided to let him in. And plus, if the random was any good and knew what he was doing, it would have made our chances to getting to round 100 way higher. But it took us until about round 5 for the three of us to notice that I Am Here already had a million points. So it was clear that he had a JTAG Xbox, but since it took us that long to notice that he was modding, and along with the fact that he's been downed already, we were still counting this run if we did make it to round 100. But surprisingly, even without the mods, I Am Here was way better than the three of us combined. He already had a pack-a-punched gun before round 8, and he knew the Easter egg steps like the back of his hand. So the three of us knew that we all had the challenge in the bag and that we were for sure gonna get to round 100 if we played our cards right. The only downside about playing with I Am Here was the fact that he didn't have a mic, which was pretty disappointing since the Easter egg was way easier when you could talk to the party, and we all tried talking to him in the game chat, with Tyler doing his usual thing with saying, "Don't talk if you're gay," which obviously never worked. But despite this, we still loved having him in the game, and he made everything just that much easier. And by round 10, we all had double pack-a-punch weapons, and we've completed the Easter egg. So fast forward an hour or two later, we're on round 98, and everything's still going well, with me, Mason, and Tyler being more confident than ever that we were going to hit round 100. When we killed the last zombie on round 98, that's when things started to become strange. When round 99 started, we heard the classic "Fetch me their souls," which pretty much meant it was a hellhound round. But nothing showed up. No hellhounds, no zombies, not even any denizens. Right when me, Mason, and Tyler were debating each other on what was going on, that's when I Am Here just started bolting into a random direction. And keep in mind, we were in the gas station area, and he was just running straight into the fog. So, since there were no denizens, we decided to follow him. As the three of us were following I Am Here, it felt like an eternity, because we were just going in that one direction for 10 minutes, which surprised me because I never really thought about how big the actual transit map is, and I thought eventually we were going to hit an invisible wall. Then, right when the three of us were just gonna decide to stop following I Am Here, due to the fact that our thumbs were very sore, that's when my Xbox turned off out of nowhere. I've never been more furious in my entire life because I just wasted the last 3 hours for nothing. So that's when I threw my other controller that was broken, that I mainly used as a stress reliever, right at my wall. So right after I nearly put a hole in my wall, I was about to go to bed, but then my Xbox turned back on. Then it immediately loaded into a new zombies map that I've never played before. That's when I almost had a heart attack when I heard Tyler screaming, "Hey!" and then Mason yelling, "Finally, someone else is talking." That's when I rushed to get my headset and I asked Mason and Tyler if they had any idea what was going on. That's when I found out that both of their Xboxes also randomly shut off and then randomly turned back on. But unlike my situation, they didn't load into a map, but instead they were just spectating me. After I caught up with Mason and Tyler, that's when I finally started to notice what the map looked like, and it didn't look like any other zombies map I've played. It looked like a neighborhood, and all my character had was a Bowie knife. I didn't even have a second weapon or grenades. So I started checking out the map and discussing with Mason and Tyler on what was going on, and we've guessed that maybe it was a modded map or maybe a cancelled map that Treyarch never released. That's when I noticed something on the corner of my eye, so I stopped, then took a few steps back and looked at what I thought I saw, and it looked like an exact recreation of my house. When that realization kicked in, the entire party was silent. Keep in mind, Mason and Tyler have both been in my house multiple times, so they noticed it right away as well. And that really says something because Black Ops 2, especially by today's standards, doesn't really have the best graphics. So using Black Ops 2 level graphics and still being able to recreate my house in a pretty good level of detail is downright impressive. But that wasn't even the thing to give me the most goosebumps, because right after we noticed this, that's when the objective appeared on the top left corner as it would in the campaign, and it said, "Kill Ethan." My name is Ethan. More horrified than ever, the three of us were wondering what we should do, and eventually I decided that I was going to follow the objective, since it's just a video game after all. So what would be the harm in killing me in the video game when it would have nothing to do with me in the real world? So as I walked more towards my house, that's when the game pointed an arrow right at the shed in my backyard. As soon as I saw this, I immediately knew what I was supposed to get from there, which was my ladder. So I grabbed the ladder, and then the game immediately had another arrow pointing to the side of my house, which is conveniently where my bedroom window is. So I walked towards it, and it said, "Press X to place ladder." So right as I place the ladder, I start slowly climbing up, and I finally get to my bedroom window, and I see the video game version of myself. Sure, it wasn't the most detailed thing in the world, but it was still insanely accurate to how I looked. It had my brown hair, my blue eyes, my nose shape. Hell, it even got the way I styled my hair right. But the strangest part to me was how he was sitting in the exact same position as I was, which was sitting on my bed and just playing video games. That's when my character crouched into my bedroom, then started walking towards my video game self. Then, just like the campaign, when you're about to knife someone from the back, it says, "Hold down the right stick to stealth kill." I hesitated before pushing down the right stick, but then I remember what Mason and Tyler said, how it was just a video game, so what could go wrong? That's when the animation played, and I stabbed myself, and the way that my video game self was looking into my character's eyes were insanely creepy to me, because that's me. Even though it wasn't the best quality, it was still super surreal to kill yourself in a game. After I had that eerie experience, immediately my console turns off again like it did before. Then not even 5 seconds after, it turns back on. but instead, it didn't load a game or anything. It showed live footage of me, and it was from the exact point of view of where I killed myself in the game. And I guess I was so locked in on the game that I didn't even hear someone entering my room. That's when I got hit in the back of the head with a shovel, and I was unconscious, but I couldn't have been unconscious for more than a minute because I woke up and I was still in my house, getting dragged downstairs by some man I've never seen before. So, I kicked him in the leg, and he got down. So, I got up and I tackled him onto the floor. And since I've had some jujitsu training, I was able to keep him on the floor. So then I took off his mask, and I realized I actually did know who that was. It was a kid in my school. He was the same grade as me. His name was Eugene, and I hate to admit this, but I bullied him a lot. Mainly because he was kind of the stereotypical person who uses Reddit. A sarcastic asshole, if you will. So immediately after finding this out, I got some rope and I tied up his arms and I called the police. And I didn't even have to make a case because he straight up admitted to the cops that he was there to kill me and that he made that entire Black Ops 2 Zombies map that was a recreation of my neighborhood by stalking me for the past year or so because he was planning on this for a while. And just in case if you were wondering, what I just said to you guys is exactly what he said in front of the cops. Eugene was kind of a special boy to say the least, so not long after this, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and it's been about 5 years. So you guys are probably wondering why I'm just now telling this story. Well, it's because I found out from a friend of mine the other day that Eugene got released from prison early due to good behavior, and I didn't want to have to make a new Xbox account since I owned so many games on it. So, if someone randomly invites me to a COD Zombies lobby, I'll never know if it's Eugene.